Welcome back to my channel. Oh, Emmy, my camera baby. This is my very first project pan update of the 2023 cycle. Very excited to share with you guys because I already hit pan on a few things. Granted, these aren't like new products, of course, like there are things I've had in my collection previously, but it's still exciting to hit pan and like see that I'm making progress. I mean, honestly, project pan is all about like using what you have. I've honestly had things in that collection for a year, 3 years, 5 years, possibly 10 years. Like I don't even know at this point, but it's hard for me to remember when I got these things. But then I'm looking at some of them like, I think that's from high school and I should probably get rid of it. That's for another day. Anyway, I'm very excited to kind of show you guys what I've been through. If you haven't already watched my first project pan, I recommend you go do that. Simply because you'll see what I've started with, the products that I have, and like where my progress was and versus where I am now. First things first, my nails are a little bit messy, so when I like show you guys things, excuse that. I just don't have any Q-tips to like clean them up. I want to show you guys the Naked Ultimate Basics palette. First of all, I was obsessed with this when I got it in high school. I think this is that palette from high school, so it's well over 5 years old. The shadows still work practically the same. I don't think there's any like decay in that sense. Hold on, there is definitely a fuzz. Okay, got it. Other than Urban Decay, am I right? It was a bad joke. If you watched my last video, you would have seen that I already had hit pan on one shade, which was just like a neutral all over shade. But not that long actually after I started, I hit pan on the highlight shade below, so that's really exciting, and I feel like I've definitely made a lot of progress in the other neutral shade Pregame and then the crease shade Commando, so I'm definitely working my way through this. They're a little dark for this spring summer season that's upcoming, so I'm definitely gonna stick to kind of like the, what is this, the left side of the palette and the top kind of part, but we'll see how much I use out of it. I mean, these few shades right here are like pretty suitable for summer, and I'm sure I'm going to be working in that kind of like burnt orangey shade like for a night out or something. It'll be really great. So just kind of steadily working my way through this. I'm not super happy with the color option. I'm realizing I am just a neutrals girly. Like I don't really do anything with color. I don't need a lot of color. There is still cat fur all over my face. So yeah, learning that about myself. That's probably why I like stopped using this palette in the first place, and now picking it back up, I can kind of recognize that. Speaking of eyeshadow, I also have started on the I started on this single shadow by ColourPop, literally again from high school, called Lala. I think I've made like a tiny dent in this. It is a bit of like a spongy kind of product, so it's hard to like kind of like dig into with a brush. I've been using my fingers. I'll just like dab it and then kind of spread it all over my eyelids just for like a shimmer or a glint, or sometimes I just do this in like a crease color, maybe a highlight shade, and call it a day. It's not been the hardest thing to work into. It's just one of those things like I have to remember to like keep working it into my makeup, and if I like see it, most of the time I'll grab it. Let's keep going with eyes. I feel like I'm on an eye roll. So I have this Buxom Big T's mascara, which has like completely rubbed off any sort of semblance of a label, and I'm so over using this. Like it's flaky. It doesn't give my lashes what it should be giving. I sit there for 5 minutes trying to apply this, and I think I'm gonna rotate it out and be done with it because like it's not giving. Like guys, these are my lashes, and I just feel like with a mascara that's supposed to provide volume, it doesn't even like coat them all the way anymore. It gets super flaky after a few hours of wear. I don't know, part of me, it's like so hard for me to let go of things. So actually, whatever, I'm gonna rotate this one out. This is done. I'm probably gonna throw it in the recycling, the empties bag, and then I'm gonna rotate in my trial size Ilia volumizing mascara. Now these are the only two mascaras I own, so once I'm done with this, I'm definitely gonna pick up another. Leave your recommendations down below. I don't have any struggle with length. Most of the time I just want volume for my mascara. I love the wand of this one. Look, I'm gonna put more on. Even just a few coats of this. This to me is more of like what lashes like should do for you. Rotating this one in, Buxom Big T's, you're out. Finally, you've been annoying and flaky and have just let me down, even though you're like 2 or 3 years old, so I forgive you. And lastly, with eyes, oh my goodness, the bane of my fucking existence is this Tarte brow pomade. I do feel like the method I'm using now since it's fallen out of the pot so many times, it's kind of like drying up. It's not even dry, it's like clay. I am attacking and chipping away at the edges, and I feel like that's really helping a lot. This is just one of those products that is going to take a long time. It's meant for longevity, but it still is just so annoying. And it's nice that like it's slowing me down in terms of like brows, because I think if I were to get another brow product, all I would do is like tinted brow gel, and that's it, instead of like a pomade and a gel. I don't even really use gel that much, but I do like a little extra tint on the brows, a little bit more shaping and kind of like carving out. So yeah, that's it for eyes. Now I'm gonna move on into face. Now, I've made a pretty decent amount of progress with this Bare Minerals. I said last time I think this is just a foundation or BB cream or tinted moisturizer for people that already have good skin. I stand by that statement. I've had it on when my skin was a bit clearer and I liked it a lot more, but when my skin is like drier or more broken out, don't love it so much. So if you already just like have good skin and you just want to even up like tiny bits of like complexion or uneven skin tone, scarring, like this is probably really good for you. If you're breaking out actively, have really dry patches, I would steer clear from this. I find that with a lot of like face products, I tend to say that a lot, and it's because like my skin itself isn't doing great, so that I'm like, this foundation product, blah blah blah, it's like not that good. Yes and no, it's not that good for my skin, but if you have good skin, it might be good for you, if you catch my drift. But anyway, I still have been able to use up like a bunch of this, and I feel like if I just keep using it, I'll be done really soon, because it feels like not this whole bottom part here doesn't feel fully full. So I definitely think within the next like 3 to 6 months I'm gonna be done with this. Whoops. Which I'm gonna be really happy about, because it's not my fave. And you know what, honestly, I already replaced it with my IT Cosmetics CC Plus cream, which I am wearing now. It just makes my skin really glowy and more even. I love it. The Ultra Creamy Tarte Concealer, another one that I think I wrote off too quickly because of like the condition of my skin and the seasons. This is something I was using pretty heavy in the winter time is when I bought it, like around fall, and I definitely think this is more of a summer concealer because it's kind of creamy, it's a little bit thicker, a little bit more matte. I find that when the weather warms up and my skin is a bit more oily, this works so much better for me. I think I'm gonna need a bit more of like a kind of wet, hydrating, liquidy concealer for the winter. Project Pan is crazy how I'm like learning all these things about my skin, the weather, the makeup I wear, how it all like works together, question mark. So hopefully this lasts me through the summer. Honestly, I've been not trying to use it a ton. Like I haven't been wearing makeup honestly that much recently. I had a chemical peel that was on a shorts video I posted, so I wasn't wearing makeup for like a decent bit after that, and obviously during that. But I can tell that I'm like really close to the end here. I'm just gonna try to like, you know, maybe use more complexion cream and then kind of just spot conceal, because I really do like this for the summer and I think it's great. I used it today on some spots up here. This has been great, and it feels like a rediscovery, even though like I totally trashed it like last time I was talking about it, but I like it now for the warmer weather. Ooh, okay, this one I've made a ton of progress on. I say a ton, but it's been like enough for me to notice, which feels like a ton, and that's the Laura Geller Baked Blush. This is in Tropic Hues. Absolutely adore this. I think this is a great all year round kind of shade, and that's honestly why I picked it, because Project Pan takes me a year when I do it. I've totally knocked off like the top dome part of it. I don't know if you can tell. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Look at this. Wow. It's like peachy, but it's also kind of muted and rosy, and it's obviously got like a nice bit of highlight to it. I just really love the shade. I grab it like every single day basically. Anytime I wear makeup, this is on my face. To go with blush, I've been using a bronzer, which has been new for me. Last you guys saw in my last Project Pan, I was using my Fenty contour stick, and that kind of wasn't my vibe all the time. It was very structured, very cut. Now what I do is I dot like 3 dots here, maybe on my jawline, maybe on my nose. I stay away from the forehead now. and then blend that in, and then I'll go in with my pure, I'm just gonna literally take the mirror off, it's so old, my pure bronzer. And I definitely have made like a pretty decent sized dent in this. I really like the way it looks, especially for this like winter, spring kind of time when I'm not super tan. Like, I'm very pale right now. I have not been in the sunlight, so it's really nice to apply that and just kind of like warm my face up a little bit. Like, I feel like it definitely can get orangey if you overdo it. Kind of gives me like that glow. It's not, I don't know, it doesn't look dirty, it doesn't look muddy, so really appreciate that and have been making some progress with this. And this is from high school and it is broken. High school for me, by the way, was like 2013 to 2017, so when I say that, it's like literally anywhere in that range. So yeah, I've got 2 things left. This one is something I'm really excited about. It's just the Tarteist lip gloss. I can definitely see I'm way past the bottom half. This is actually, I used it today and I'm like, oh my god, it's a lot emptier than I remember it being. I'm actually looking at the very bottom of it. Now, I'm definitely not like out, but I'm definitely close to it. This is something I'm using up a lot faster than I expected because I really like lip gloss. Like, a little bit of tinted lip gloss, I think, is my lip product go-to. Lipstick, it's too much. Lip liner, that's too fussy. Lip tints, I feel like, make it look like I have on lipstick, but it doesn't even give me like the same like coverage, so it looks a little weird. I think I'm close to finishing this, but I could also be completely wrong. Lip gloss is like my go-to, and now I know that about myself. Last thing in my project pan is my Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek Tint in the shade Work. Now, I actually thought I had used this up in my last pan, and come to find out, there was a lot more product, but the screw thing was just like broken at the bottom. So this is how much I've got left. Couldn't tell you how much I've used, but this is also something I gravitate to pretty often. It's really good for that kind of like dewy, healthy skin look, and then I obviously can wear it on my lips and it looks really good together, so that's kind of like a go-to combo. That's all for this quarter of Project Pan, so I've used them for about 3 months now. That's when I do my updates. I feel really good about just like seeing what I have and using it. I think I need to get better about just tossing old makeup that like is literally from a decade ago. I just haven't like taken the time to like go through and really look and like think back to when I got that thing. If I can't remember, then I should probably throw it out, or if I do remember, and it's like from 10 years ago, I should probably throw it out. But thank you so much for watching. If you're doing Project Pan, comment down below anything you've used up recently, or if you're joining Project Pan, I would love to talk about it and see what we're all using. I'm just realizing the role makeup plays in my life is literally to just enhance the features I have. I'm not trying to like cover anything or carve out a new face shape for myself. I'm literally just kind of like adding on top and feeling beautiful already, and then just sprucing up a little bit, you know? So that's kind of how I see it, and Project Pan is showing me like I don't need so much. I just have one face. There's no way I'm gonna use it all. And I'm also discovering some products are for me and some aren't, and that's totally fine. I'm not gonna try to like mold into trends and buying things because everyone else is doing it. I mean, do we remember the purple lip era? Because that I bought into, not for me. Very not for me. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all in my next video. Until then, don't forget to be kind to yourself, others, and the planet. Bye.